Hello and welcome to Balancing Your Thyroid. I'm Dr. Adam Seay. You're probably struggling with a plethora of different thyroid symptoms, things like the inability to lose weight. You may be struggling with depression, you may have constipation, you may have brittle nails, you may have headaches when you wake up in the morning. There's a whole list of things that I know you're probably struggling with and dealing with. Well, this video, I want to just highlight a few things that I do that's different from what traditional medicine does and how we can truly help you balance your thyroid. You see, there's multiple pieces to the puzzle we have to put together. And it's not just as simple as running a blood test, doing a TSH or T4, and then giving you a synthetic hormone. You have to put all the pieces of the puzzle together in order to balance yourself. So again, we want to achieve balance through detection and by therefore causing restoration. Thyroid disorders are just, again, a piece of the puzzle, the whole body being out of balance. My approach is we want to do proper lab testing. We want to do multiple different tests. We don't just want to do TSH and T4. We want to do a complete and comprehensive look at the thyroid. We want to see what your liver is doing. We want to see what your hormones and cortisol and other things are doing, because those things impact and influence your thyroid. We also want to do and look at proper dietary intake. So often people are eating the wrong foods, and they may have a sensitivity or an allergy to something that they're not aware of, and they're consuming that food, and it's further compounding their thyroid problem. So we want to get to the root of that and figure out what foods you need to be eating to help you achieve balance. We also want to do proper nutritional support. So without proper nutritional support, your body will not have the necessary things there to help it to repair and rebuild and to bring balance to your body. So this is another aspect that we look at to help you achieve balance. My approach, again, is multifactorial. So we look at three main components, but there are things woven inside of those three components. First one that we want to look at toxins, and we want to help the body to identify those and to remove those. We also look at allergies and sensitivities. Those things create a huge problem, generate inflammation, and create a whole host of things that throw you out of balance. The other one that we want to look at is infection. Infection is very, very common, and it's quite often goes against what traditional medicine looks at. We tend to think of infection as something that's really, really bad, and that we'd have a ton of issues as a result of it. But what they're doing now is these things are pulsing chronic conditions in us. So we definitely have to identify these chronic infections and remove those. We also want to look at these other components that are woven into that. So the next one we're going to look at is kind of pulling that together. And these are, again, the four components that traditional medicine just tends to overlook, and even other practitioners overlook. The first one is immune dysfunction. The immune system is highly skilled at finding things, but a lot of times we find there are things that are suppressing the immune system's ability to bring balance back to the system. So we have to do that. We have to identify what areas are out of balance in your immune system and restore that balance. The second thing that's often overlooked is brain-gut integrity. So many practitioners kind of know that connection between the brain and gut, but a lot of times they may not do things to improve that integrity. So we have to identify things that are there. Infection, a lot of times if there's dysbiosis, will create issues in the brain. They affect your ability to kind of process dopamine. It can also affect your ability to make serotonin and create these compounds that are very toxic to the brain, like quinolinic acid and other things. So we have to identify those things as well. The third is so commonly overlooked, which are parasites. Parasites, again, are very, very common, yet in medicine today in the United States, we tend to think these things don't exist, that you haven't traveled to a third world country, so it's not an issue. You don't really need to address parasites, but these things are very hard to find. They kind of go through self-digestion or auto-digestion once they leave their environment, so they're very hard to detect, even on advanced stool analysis and things. So it's quite often people think, oh, I've done stool analysis through even advanced companies, and they don't find anything, so I don't deal with parasites. These are, again, far more common, and they contribute to a lot of nutritional deficiencies and even allergies, sensitivities as well. So we have to look at that connection between infection and allergy, and parasites are usually sitting there being a big culprit. And the last one is looking at cellular health. You cannot ever get well until you fix the cell. The cell has to be regenerated, has to be given the nutrients that it needs to help function, to maintain mitochondrial function. So at the heart of everything is cellular healing and cellular health. So we have to do that, and that's what I do that's different from other practitioners. So again, my approach is I don't guess, I want to test. And we have to do comprehensive testing as the best way to achieve balance in the body. Next thing we want to do is we want to nourish the body. We don't want to poison you back to health. And I say that, kind of joking, but it's true. It is hard to poison the body back to health. You have to nourish the body. You have to bring things in that are going to feed the body and nourish it back to health. So we want to do that by giving you good nutritional support, good dietary lifestyle recommendations as well. We also want to balance the terrain. That again is so important because we're never going to be this completely sterile person. We're made up of almost 100 trillion different organisms. So therefore we have to bring everything back into balance, and the terrain is important for that. So that's what my goal is, to bring the body back into balance. And when that is done, that's ultimately how you achieve wellness. And then we give people multiple options to help them restore balance. So it's not just, hey, you have to do this one way. We have multiple different options, multiple different abilities to help you achieve that, to balance your thyroid, to bring things back where you want them to be, to kind of give you the life back that you have so longed for to attain. So what I want to do for you is I want to offer a free consultation. It's definitely for visiting this page. We'll do the same thing as well. We'll give you 15 minutes to kind of go over your health history, kind of look at what direction is best to go for you, see if you've done some of the proper testing, and get you connected with a game plan that's going to help project you into the next level of your health, to get you back to where you want to be, to the life you've always dreamed of having. Just a little waiver, we always tell people, if you decide to purchase additional treatment, you have the legal right to change your mind within 3 days and receive a full refund. So my office number is 919-662-0520. Feel free to give us a call. You can also email me. My email address is listed up here at seaydc@seawellness.com. And for those of you, that's acdc@seawellness.com. Thank you guys for watching, and I look forward to seeing you.